Hey, I'm Jules, travelling life coach, and I'm on a mission to live my best life so that I can coach other people to do so. So, what happened to me? I was in New Zealand when COVID-19 broke out around the world, and I had a decision to make. Was I going to stay where I was, or was I going to head home? And for me, it's always about my friends and family when I'm in that situation, and I did miss them a lot during that time, particularly when there's a lot of kind of news going around in the media that was going around. I was surrounded by quite a few people who were in a panic mode as well. And I also got sent a WhatsApp message from this woman. I think she was in Spain, and she was kind of really hysterical. So there was a real moment where I felt a lot of fear and missing home. And at that time, I had to use some of the tools that I use with my clients, and it was to ask the question, what's real for me now, like in that moment, because you can get caught up in the media and everything else that's going on and not really ask the question of what's happening to you. And so I took the time and said, well, let me speak to my family to find out if there is a need for me to come home, and could I even get home would be the question. There was a lot of people going to the airport and they weren't able to get home. And what's going to be the right thing for me at this time. So after speaking to family, and they were very much, you might as well stay where you are, at least you're in a beautiful place in New Zealand. And at the time I was volunteering at a yoga retreat, so a good place to kind of hanker down for a while. And also I realized that I had a plan to be traveling, so I wanted to then carry on afterwards, and so I didn't want to then go back and then have to come all the way back again. So I made the decision to stay, which was the first decision that I made, after kind of going through everything and looking at the media and stuff. And then I had met 4 volunteers at the yoga retreat that I'd really gotten on with. We'd had a really nice bonding time for the week that we were there. Just before lockdown, those 4 people had been asked to leave. I was safe, but the 4 people that I'd gotten on with were asked to go. So then I had another decision to make. Do I stay at the yoga retreat, or do I go with these people? Now, I'd obviously only known them for a week, but in this situation, I generally tend to go with my gut feeling, as well as I ask the question, where will I have the most fun? Because fun's important to me. It helps me to live fully and enjoy my life. Where can I help people or help myself? Where can I grow, help others grow? And they're my kind of top 3 questions that I always ask myself. And when I answered them, it was the 4 travellers that gave me the most opportunity to be and have kind of a fun. So we all left, and we got ourselves a beautiful beach house in Piha, which was a 5-minute walk from the beach, and we all had our own space and stuff. Obviously, it's like 5 strangers all kind of living together. We had only met each other a week ago, but it worked out really well. One, because I generally do like to kind of build a routine into my day, particularly if I'm going to be somewhere for 4 weeks. So, when you're traveling, you don't have a routine. You're just kind of, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, and just, But when you're locked in for 4 weeks and you're going to be there, that for me is an opportunity to grow and, bring back some of my daily habits that I like to do. And one of those being yoga. So I offered the housemates a 10 a.m. yoga class every morning in the kitchen, and it was brilliant. We had just everybody kind of different people who'd never done it before, everybody just giving it a go, and it was brilliant fun. And I think perhaps I've even converted a couple of the people to do yoga every day into their practice. But that also gave us an element of being quite calm in the house, because we started the day with breathing and meditation and yoga practice, and then I offered my coaching skills, because I wanted to grow as a coach, and I had potential to coach 4 people, so that was great, and they took me up on the offer. So that in its essence, I I think really helped me to get through the 4 weeks of kind of being away from home and not with family, because the changes that I seen in each of them that got coached was just incredible, and they were all really good at doing the actions that I gave them. I had one lady who really had a lot of anxiety, and she's come out from it with really none anymore, which I'm so happy about. And so, yeah, I was using my time to the best that I could. And then I also really like to have fun wherever I go. Fun for me is such an important thing. And it just changes the atmosphere of anywhere when you can bring it in. So we definitely had, some fun family meals. We did some fun games. We were all teaching each other different games, whether it be card games or board games or on the weekends we would always do something together as a group, because remember, we had all been travelling, so we all were used to living on our own and being in our own spaces. So the dynamic of it worked really well, because people knew when they wanted to be together, and people were fine when they just wanted to be on their own. So my isolation in its essence turned out to be a real blessing, and I met 4 great people who I now consider just great friends. And I got myself into a great routine again, where I was doing all the practices that I asked my clients to do. And I can only be grateful that I went with asking questions during that time, because that's where you're going to get yourself out of that worrying phase or anxiety phase, where if you change the question that you ask yourself, then you literally can change your life. And I think that was a great lesson for me to learn and remind myself when that element of being away from home, missing family and friends, being in a space where some people were very anxious and panicked, and really remembering that what was real for me in that moment. So luckily for me, I'm now out of isolation and I'm back out traveling again, which is amazing. But if for those people that are still in there, just remember to think about what you can do to better yourself during this time, because often I heard a lot of people before I kind of left was, I don't have time for my family, I don't have time for my friends, work's so busy. We had all of these things that we were saying to ourselves during that now we've had 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, in New Zealand we had 6 in total, where you've had that space of time now to perhaps learn a new skill, or find something else about yourself, maybe even take up meditation or yoga, or figure out a way to communicate with your family and friends differently. Whatever it is, always ask the question, what's great about this? And if you can ask that question in any situation, you'll find something great about it. So that's what I would say to you is, what did you find great about your time in isolation? And remember that. And hopefully, if it's something great, then you can bring it into your daily routine. And if not, and you need some help with a coach, then definitely, check me out or give me an email, and I'm happy to help you through the, next bits of your isolation if you're still in there. Anyway, take care. I'm off traveling again, and I'll speak to you all soon.